All right. Hello. Welcome to Prizecast. I'll be your host today, Kelly. And today we have David Long with Betty Lou Had a Son. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, if you will, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Betty Lou Had a Son.
Okay, about myself. So I'm here in Lincoln, Nebraska. This is I teach at the university here, and I'm the head of performance. And so I work all day with actors, training them to be professionals in the industry. But you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time away from doing the other things that I do as an actor myself and a director, and now I guess a screenwriter, producer, filmmaker, all of those fun things. And so this has been a long journey. I've been thinking about this and about even with this interview. And so I conceived this idea probably, oh gosh, I'd say at least 3 to 4 years ago. And it's taken this long for it to become realized. And yeah, so the movie is Betty Lou Had a Son. And it was inspired, the log line of this thing is that a struggling musician is forced to care for his spirited mother who is suffering from early onset Alzheimer's disease. And I don't want people to think about, oh, it's going to be so depressing. It's not depressing.
Wow.
But it was inspired by, my mom in 2014 passed from complications due to Alzheimer's. And it's a horrible disease and that we all know, but it got me thinking about it. That what defines legacy in our lives, and what defines legacy? Is it our accomplishments, or is it the accomplishments achieved by those that we inspire and teach and bring along? And so that got me thinking about that. And then I'm a musician as well, and so I started thinking about and doing research about Alzheimer's and music, and there's some fascinating things about that. And then I kind of used, you write what you know. So some of my life experience, my mother is not like Betty at all. When you see the film, just
she's a riot.
Mother, I'm not telling you, Betty's a hoot. My mom was a hoot, but a different way. And so I wrote this film, and then I was blown away by just the willingness for a lot of my actor friends, because I taught down in Austin, Texas for about 14 years, and all my kind of community was down there. And so I got in touch with some of my favorite actors that I got to work with, and actually some of my former students, and brought them on board, and they were so gracious with their time and their talent sharing in this production.
Now, is Austin how you heard about the Louisiana Film Prize, or is it how did you hear about Film Prize?
So the journey about Film Prize is that up in Lincoln, I was asked to do a small part in a film. Well, that film's director and filmmaker happened to be Alexander Jeffrey, who is an alumni of the program up in Lincoln. And so we hit it off and met each other. And so after he had left, I started thinking about it was getting so difficult to find filmmakers to make this film, because it was during COVID, like everybody else has had all of those setbacks. And I happened to just reach out to Alex, and he was up in town. We met for coffee along with him and Paul Peterson from Bespoke Works. They're very accomplished down there in Shreveport. And we met and we got along super well. They liked the project, and then they mentioned hey, have you ever thought about coming down to Louisiana to shoot this instead of in Lincoln? And I said, I'm completely open. And we set it up, came down there, and I was blown away by the hospitality.
Amazing, right?
The way people open doors, and the talent down in Shreveport. I got to work with absolutely amazing crew, people like Rex Davies and Jeremy Ennis, and Lisa O'Neill did makeup and hair. So it was like I had like the A team, because I was looking at all the nominations for Film Prize, and they're all represented.
Exactly.
I'm humbled by being able to work with such amazing artists.
Yeah, well, you seem super excited to come down to Shreveport in October.
Man, I'm down. It looks like a lot of fun. I didn't know about it, but I've been looking at the videos and other people's interviews. I watched everybody's trailers. I'm so excited to meet all the other filmmakers that are down here. Some really outstanding work. So I'm just happy to be part of the group.
Well, David, what's it going to be like to have a really personal story up on the big screen?
Yeah, yeah. I'm thrilled that people get to see it. That's one thing, it's like,
Right? All
I
filmmakers.
mean, you're right. It's not about the winning and all of that. It's really about sharing your story, or like having your
Mhm.
voice heard. Because it looked like in that top 20, there's a variety of voices that are going to be heard. And I think that's why we make films, so we can share
Well,
our stories. And
absolutely.
yeah, having I remember when I was on set, and we used some of the residents of the Garden Park. It's a rehabilitation center and nursing home down there, and
Mhm.
some of the residents got to be some extras in that.
Love
And I got to tell them a little bit about the project, and I started kind of welling up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's more personal to me than I
Well, and
anticipated."
that was my experience too, watching the film. I've definitely had a member with Alzheimer's and lost them. So
Yeah.
it's wonderful to have people who have their voices taken away from them have such representation,
Well, that's
you
wonderful.
know.
I'm glad that affected you.
Absolutely.
That
I mean,
feels
I
so,
know
that
I'm
feels
not
so
going to be the
good.
only one. I'm just glad that I'm not going to be
Kelly, it's
celebrating the
all going to
theater.
be just like you, Kelly, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. So what's it going to feel like if you actually do win? What you going to do with
Oh,
the money?
what are we gonna do with the money? Oh my gosh! I think honestly, if I had, first of all, that'd be amazing, and again, that's not why we make the films, right? But that's a nice little perk, right? I would put it right back into making more films. I think that's the only thing that we can do with that, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
Put that back in, and I've sort of started a little film company myself, and so this thing called Ion Pictures, and so I'm gonna put it into that and really start developing that. I'm not a spring chicken, and so it's a new part of my career that I get to explore, and I'm super excited.
So, as part of your legacy, are you going to continue doing Film Prize?
Oh, absolutely. Why would I not? I mean,
Right.
everybody's been so supportive and generous, and like Chris and the
Mhm.
communication's been so great. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to do tequila shots with everybody down there. And I'm just thrilled to get down there in October and just kind of just share in the event with all the filmmakers and all the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So, one last question, but
Yeah.
what would you suggest for other filmmakers who are trying to enter the prize for the first time?
Oh gosh. Well, first of all, it's so welcoming. And I know there was a record number of submissions and some people didn't get in, some people did. Who knows how that works, but it's like if you have the desire to tell the story, you got to figure out a way to tell the story, right? To have
Right.
your voice heard. I think that's super important. But I'm gonna be kind of hitting hopefully the festival circuit with this, but this is the first one. This is the beginning. And so if they're all like this, which I'm sure they're not, but if they're all like this, I'm going to be over the moon because, like I said, everybody's been so gracious and generous with their time, and I'm just looking forward. I think yeah, for young filmmakers, just keep making the film, just keep doing the work, and then
Absolutely.
that'll get your work seen eventually for sure.
Well, congratulations, David.
Thanks for taking the
Yeah.
time for all of this as well. This is
Yeah.
so great. And I look forward to meeting you back and when I come down in
Absolutely.
October for sure.
Well, we'll definitely have some tequila shots together.
Wonderful. Okay,
If,
you're on, Kelly.
if you don't mind, before we leave, if you would give me a very full hearty Viva La Film Prize on the
Ooh.
count of three. Do you want to do it together? Or do you want to take it on
Let's
by
do it together. Let's do it
Okay.
together. To collaboration. Viva la
All
Film Prize.
right.
Let's
All
do it.
right. On the count of three.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Viva la Film Prize! Boom!
Woo!
Nice. I'm super excited.
Thank you, David. We look forward to
Thanks,
seeing you
Kelly.
October 20th through the 22nd here in Shreveport
I'll
for
be
the
there.
Louisiana Film Prize.
Thanks, Kelly. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.